Budgeting seems like one of those topics that every financial guru has a strong opinion on, but I'm not here today to tell you to cut out the daily Starbucks or to cancel your Netflix subscription. But I do have a couple tips just about the process of budgeting that might be helpful in making it easier to implement and do it consistently over a period of time. I think the biggest thing that stops people from budgeting effectively is just that it's extremely time consuming if you do it manually. I did this myself the first few years. I would sit down with all of my statements, credit card, bank accounts, and go through the individual expenses, categorize them, put together an Excel spreadsheet, and it would take me about an hour or so on average to do this monthly. What I think is great today is the availability of technology and just utilizing either free tools or tools that you have to pay for that allow you to connect some of your outside accounts, your bank accounts, your credit card statements, to look at the transactions, filter those transactions, and easily categorize them for you. And I found that once I started doing this, it really cut down on the amount of time I spent on budgeting and really was more of a review process than a putting it all together process. So I would highly recommend kind of streamlining that process as a starting point. The second thing does have to do with, focusing on trimming your expenses if you're spending too much. And, simplistically, I try to break it down into three different categories when you think about what you spend your money on. But you want to think about what you think it's necessary to spend money on. And then take a look at the things that you think, well, they're unnecessary for me to spend money on, but I like doing it each month. And that would be the third category is what are the things that are unnecessary, but they're totally worth it to you. And I found that just simply sitting down, breaking out those 3 different lists, necessary, unnecessary, and then unnecessary but totally worth it, you'll find a way to be able to trim 1 or 2 things every 6 months, and if you just repeat that process over and over again, all of a sudden you'll find yourself spending less and now you're saving more. Those are just a couple of things to keep in mind as you are working on the budgeting process.